Is it expensive to have a company maintain your social media? Let's talk about it. My name is Nicole Willett. I own a marketing company called Breaking Even Communications, which is an online marketing company that's been in business about 15 years. We mainly work with small businesses and nonprofits, but we've also had some pretty big clients as well on things like, website development, marketing strategy, and implementation. So we try to kind of keep our head in the marketing game in general. Now, I'm getting a lot of ads for these very cheap, seems too good to be true services. And as a marketing agency owner, I don't know why I'm getting those ads. I'm sure that as a regular person slash business owner, you're probably getting way more of these ads than I am. So what I wanted to do today was look into them. Like, what do they have to offer? What do we have to offer? How is it different? If you're being approached by a company or you're thinking about engaging a company, what kinds of questions should you be asking about what's included and not included in your social media maintenance package so you can fairly compare what you're getting and see if it's worthwhile to you. So, we're going to look at two companies today. One of them is called 100 Pound Social. And I was like, oh, so like you're a very tiny social. But no, it's British pounds. So, about 125 American dollars if you want to compare it. So, we're going to look at their website, we're going to look at their Instagram, and then we're going to look at their plans. All right. So, here's the 100 Pound Social website. As you see, it starts at 100 pounds a month, which kind of that's where their name comes from. They have some testimonials and they've got some plans. We'll look at that in a second. But let's look at examples of their work that they do for other people here. I'm going to select e-commerce just for fun. And I'm going to also go back and select business services. Okay, so I've got two tabs open. Okay, so we'll start with business services. So here are some sample updates that they've done for business services. So like stock photo, caption, some hashtags. Now, I would love to run this through to see if AI has written it or something, but it does sound like, according to their website, that they have some UK-based staff. So we'll assume that they're writing this content from scratch. So there are some updates for business services. Let's look at e-commerce and retail. Similar style, although okay. It's funny that they blurred out the bit.ly for the art photograph, but not for the perfume company. I guess you can't really hide the label of the perfume company maybe, but I don't know. Like, these graphics are fine. Actually, this owl picture looks a little blurry, but okay, let's take a look at how they do their own social media marketing because I think that could be helpful. So first of all, I just want to point out, I feel like I'm a broken record sometimes, but if you look at this graphic, like it looks a little bit blurry. I don't know if you noticed that, especially around the edges. And I think that's because this is a JPEG and it was not exported as a PNG file. I'm also seeing like I want to fix the where the Jane Oppie founder part is kind of crowded. If it was me, I would have put that on one line and maybe centered it because the sort of speech bubble is centered and there's just a lot going on in this corner. It just doesn't feel like there's enough space there. Let's look at their other stuff. I don't know, like, I mean, it's fine. Okay, what is this? Is this a puppy or a cat? I can't tell. So it's just like stock graphics with some light branding and sort of generic caption. I love this caption. People are tired of faceless brands. I don't find this, I guess, particularly inspiring. It looks really generic. And I thought their other posts kind of looked that way too. Again, this is just my opinion. And to be 100% fair, let's look at our social media, okay? I feel like ours looks better, and I feel like if you saw some of our graphics, you would maybe recognize that they're from us without us even putting our logo on them. But that's just me. I think this feed and grid is better than the other feed and grid, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go to their plans. First of all, I think the 20-day money back guarantee is interesting to me. Usually it's a 30-day money back guarantee, but okay. And we see that already, like it starts at 100 pounds. Okay. So for 100 pounds, which is 125 American dollars plus VAT per month. So I think I did the VAT on the 300-pound one and that was $60. So VAT on the 100-pound one would be $20. So 120 pounds is what, about 150 American dollars. You get 2 bespoke posts per week. So you saw what they mean by bespoke there. published to one platform, and you get a monthly review form. So I'm guessing that they send you the content and you can review it once a month. So, and then after that, the plans go up from there. We go to 200 pounds a month to 300 pounds a month. So let's jump up to 300 pounds a month just because I think that's more interesting. So you have 4 posts per week published to 3 platforms. And you still have the customer service thing. You have a monthly review form still. But in content panel and reporting, hold on, what is that? View your scheduled posts before they're published in an editable content calendar. Okay, so you can see your posts before they go out instead of waiting for the month to go by to be able to give feedback. Putting logo on images. Okay, I mean, we do that sometimes, but we just don't do it with every image. I feel like it's like too much when people do it for every image. But again, that's a personal preference. If you prefer otherwise, and I'm your social media manager, I will do whatever you want. Get to comment and collaborate. Build a closer collaborative relationship with your content team via a monthly feedback and revision process. I'm not sure how that's different than the review form. And I can't hover over a review form to get more information. Oh, and you get a 500-word blog article, SEO optimized. Okay. So that's what they've got. So what I wanted to do was compare 100 Pound Social's highest plan, the 300 pounds a month plus VAT, to what we do because I think it most aligns with the service that we provide, and I think that's the most fair. So if we look at their highest level plan, which is translates to 448 American dollars per month, you get 4 posts per week to 3 platforms. You get a review form and 1 session of monthly revisions per month. I'm not quite sure. Maybe the review form is like, how did we do, at the end of the month, and you can give them feedback. I want more of this. I want less of this. And maybe the session of monthly revisions per month is you get the content ahead of time and you can sort of give feedback on it. I didn't get on a call with them, so I don't entirely know their process, but it sounds like there's a couple of points in which you as the business owner can give your ideas or feedback before it gets posted. They'll put a logo on all your images. Again, if you want, that's fine. And then you get a 500-word blog post. What's a little unclear to me is like how idea generation and collaboration works. Like it's one thing if you've written the thing to go back and forth about edits. It's another thing to say, hey, I had this sort of half-baked idea I want to do. How would you guys do that? Or, oh, we have these pictures that we took at this event. How do you want to use them? It's a little bit unclear to me how that works. And if they have a sort of give and take like that, because some clients really do want to be involved with the content. They just don't want to do the tedious stuff with all the posting details. And with them, you get a UK-based content developer and customer service manager. So on our end, $1,000 a month is what our lowest priced client is currently being charged. They get 5 to 7 posts per week to 2 platforms. They get both images and video posts with that. So obviously the times where we're doing more video, they get less posts because video takes longer to edit. No one's been unhappy with this arrangement, to be fair. We do a daily moderating of comments and messages for them on those platforms. So we'll alert the client if there's something that they should see or something, but in general, we try to do some light customer service on their behalf. We do, I think, a lot of sort of idea generation and collaboration with clients. We have a Slack channel set up where a lot of that happens. And we also do a lot of weekly calls. So in general, we're just, we want to be really responsive to what the client wants. And we want them to feel like, they can bring their ideas to us and we can help implement them. We'll put the logo on images if they want to. We don't do that all the time because I think I've talked enough about that. We do a quarterly on-site content day if they are near one of our 2 offices. Like we'll just go there. But if it's, actually far afield, we do charge for travel to do that. And we do a review process. It's usually a combination of, a Slack channel or a spreadsheet. Sometimes it's both. And everything before a client sees it is edited by at least 2 people on our team. One person writes it, the other person edits it before the client even sees it. So we catch a lot of like mistakes that way. And the client can sort of individually approve stuff. And in general, we try to do regularly communication with the client so that we can be responsive. Maybe something came up, they decided to have a sale, they've decided to plug in on an event that's coming up in a few weeks. We want to be able to be responsive to that. So I feel like we're more expensive, but we're kind of doing more. And if you just want to say, you know what, like I just want stuff posted, if you go with $448 and you get 16 posts, that's $28 per post. And our posts, if we're going, 6 per week, are $42. So our posts are more expensive, but you're also getting video posts as well, which you're not getting with this other service. So now another way we work with people who are more on a budget or have less frequent things that they want updated is we will do a bulk social media content service where we charge 1,500 bucks and we will write 100 status updates. So let's compare the 100-pound social to that. So instead of going month to month, we're not moderating comments. We're not like doing any ongoing collaboration. This is just like a one and done thing where we make images and video posts that the client can post. So we start with the Google document, we create categories of content, and we're writing in there, the client's writing in there. And so once all the written content is approved, we'll make the images and videos to go with the content. But at least we've conceptualized what we're doing. Obviously, it's still edited by 2 people in the team. By the way, anything of any length that you see from us has been seen by at least 2 people. And once the client approves the written content, we make the visuals. Once they approve the visuals, we put it in a recurring scheduler like MeetEdgar or RecurPost. Those softwares cost about $300 per year. They might be, $15, $20 per month, something like that. The client pays for the software. We just put it all in and we show the client how to use it. We say, hey, it's all in here. If you want to change something, this is how it gets changed. And so, if you're a coffee shop and you have these kinds of sandwiches, these kind of smoothies, you want to cater business lunches and you want people to write more Google reviews, well, we can write a bunch of content and have that be going on the social media accounts that they want updated, once a week, twice a week. And if you think about it, if you write 100 updates and they go up twice a week, 52 weeks in a year, it goes about a year before they repeat. Now, if you post it 3 or 4 times, it'll go about 6 months before it starts repeating, but you get the idea. It's usually a fair bit of content. So that way, when the repetition, in particular on Facebook, happens, it's much less noticeable. So, and also most of these softwares typically sort of cap out at a certain amount of updates. So usually if we set it to 100, we're well within that. If someone was like, I want 200, we'd be like, great, $3,000, that kind of thing. Because, creating content takes time. And in our process, we really want to do it correctly. For example, having multiple people in the editing process, being responsive to the client, letting them send us ideas and all of that. That's really important to us. And so we cost a little more, but I think also people are getting a little bit more as well. But if you just want stuff posted and you like the way the 100-pound social stuff looks, it's fine with me. Just know that those kind of services exist out there. It's just not what we do. Now, a different sort of service that I got advertised to recently was a video editing service called Be Creative. This is the ad I got the other day, which is a dedicated video editor for $29 per day. And what I love, there are 2 comments. One of them says, that's around $900 a month. Someone liked it. Was that me? Did I like it? No, James Adams liked it. Okay. So let's take a look at their website. All right. So I'm going to share the sound here so we can see what some of their products are. Okay. I'm not sure why it's formatted like a YouTube video. All right, on to the next one.
That's right. It's your favorite music teacher, Brian, with Best Lesson Ever. What's going on? Today we're going to learn the most important scale in all of music, the C major scale. Okay, that that was a bit dramatic. It's really just a C major scale, but I do in my heart of hearts know that this is absolutely the most fundamental and important part of music is the C major scale and the major scale in general. What is the major scale?
Okay, we're not going to watch this whole thing, but I get it. Like that intro is pretty impressive. Let's look at this last one here.
My parents wanted me to go to grad school to make a 6-figure a year salary. Well, I just wanted to clone digital assets. The first time I drove home in a brand new Tesla, they stopped asking when I was going to pick a school. Less than a month later, I had broken $200,000 a month, and everything changed. Skydiving in the Cascades, scuba diving in the Great Barrier Reef, cliff jumping in Cancun. All making more in a week than I used to make in a year. Keep in mind I was delivering pizza for 5 years before this and had never even been as far away from home as California. I used to be so cheap.
Okay, so this is storytelling with a lot of stock footage. Okay, I'm not going to watch this whole thing either, but we get the idea. So the videos do seem to be well edited. I do like their work. I thought the first one was kind of low effort, but maybe the client didn't send a lot of information. Sometimes if you don't have a lot to work with, you're kind of stuck working with like their messaging and some stock footage. So it ends up just being kind of like a slideshow. So let's take a look at their pricing. All right. So right away, when we go to the pricing, we're brought to quarterly pricing, which is fine. We do ask our clients for a 6-month social media commitment in large part because we are planning content ahead of time and we're shooting and editing things that are going to be posted in the future. So we need to know that that investment is going to be worth us doing that. But yeah, let's pretend we're going to commit to these people for 3 months. Okay, so $809 a month if we commit to up to 3 months, 1 to 2 days turnaround, up to 2 reels per day, unlimited orders / revisions, and a dedicated video editor. The unlimited video editing in the ad is a little bit misleading, right? But what they mean is an unlimited amount of revisions, but you will get 2 reels per day. So you can keep sending footage, but you're going to get 2 end products. And then the add-ons are included. They're worth additional money, apparently, as having a creative director and a unique video template. So I'm guessing like the thing that the music guy where, he was doing the C scale, I'm guessing that is a sort of unique video template. And every time he teaches a lesson, they use that same sort of template and intro to introduce the lesson. Let's see the more features. So this is stuff it comes with: engaging animations and motion graphics, subtitles and captions, resizing, using of stock footage, if need be, I guess, thumbnails, multicam editing, content curation, I don't know what that means, and customizable video templates. So I'm not quite sure what some of these things fully mean, but, and then if you go up to $1,799 per month, you get 5 reels per day instead of 2. And you also, in addition, get real-time collaboration with your editor on Slack, project manager, audio engineering to fix any audio issues that you might have had, account pause. Maybe you decide to skip it for a month or something. You can pause it, the account, and multiple user access. So we edit on business days only. Good for you. General estimate, the final amount depends on the complexity. So when they say 5 reels per day, if it's a more complex edit, it might be actually less reels per day than 5. So they're just kind of protecting themselves there, which I understand. There is a big difference between that first video we watched with the modeling agency and the last video we watched about the guy who makes $70,000 a month or whatever, right? There was a big difference between the quality of those. So I'm guessing they can do 5 reels a day if it's, sort of lower tech, and less if it is more complex, like those edits. I feel like something that I'm bad at as somebody who owns a company is just being really clear with what our stuff includes. For me, like there's a right way to do things, and I just assume that other people share my understanding of that. But to me, if you're doing video editing, it should always include captions. It should always include an interesting thumbnail that makes you want to click on it. Because once you upload the video, you can select the thumbnail typically. And sometimes you can like design a whole custom thumbnail if you want, like you can do on YouTube, which I'm probably done with this video. You want to write a great description with some hashtags in it so that people can find the video, even if they, don't follow that particular person on social media. You want to use animation and graphics that enhance. I feel like sometimes it can feel a little bit gimmicky if they're too much. Like the music one, it was good, but it was like a little too much for me. But again, that's just my taste. Again, using stock footage that enhances the story, right? I think that that's good. Like otherwise, like hearing that rich guy just say how much he makes every month would have been really boring without the stock footage of I've never been to California with the California flag. So to me, I like using stock footage when it enhances what we're trying to do and obviously resized correctly to the platform. So all the videos we looked at were horizontal videos. That would be for like a YouTube or Facebook. But what we want to do for Reels obviously is have them be vertical. Maybe for Instagram, if they're going to be in feed, we want them to be square. So yeah, when I do video stuff, I'm assuming all that already. But I realize that the client doesn't necessarily see that as a feature unless I say it. I will say Be Creative, I like the quality of their edits. I think that they're good. Not that first one, but the other two I liked. And I can tell that there's a cost difference between what they do versus 100 Pound Social. So I will say, I think the quality of Be Creative's work is good. Maybe not that first video we watched, but the other two I thought were good. And I see a big quality difference between 100 Pound Social and a company like this. We also see the difference in price point, right? So I guess when you look at these services, we can't just look at the price point. We have to look at what we're getting for that price point and the quality of the actual work. I wanted to compare Be Creative's offerings with our company's offerings just to, continue this theme. So for this comparison, we are doing the month to month. This company, we didn't really look at that, but if we wanted to pay month to month, we would get up to 2 reels a day for $899 instead of $809. So we're saving almost $100 by committing to them for 3 months instead of one. And we're also getting a unique video template built in. And whereas with here, you have to pay $199 for the unique video template. So with this company, there's a lot more difference between they have two packages, but how long you commit to working with them, you also seem to get more value as well. Now, with our social media maintenance, we're not just posting videos, but we're posting, multiple times a week. Typically, we're posting, 1 to 2 videos a week, but they're just editing the 2 reels a day. You still have to post them, if that makes sense. And there's some steps to that, as you all know. We do daily moderating of comments and messages. As I mentioned, we're collaborating with clients. So it looks like with their $1,799 a month plan, which is the higher level to this plan, you get to be on the Slack channel with the team and be collaborating that way. We just add clients to a company Slack channel if they want to participate that way, no matter what level they're paying. And I think what we're doing a little bit different here is rather than the slick edits is we're offering to sort of go on site and do a production day. And we will do that quarterly. Again, we do that with our local clients without travel expenses. But if we do have to travel, if a client is further afield, we do put travel expenses obviously included with that. And yeah, so we're not just video editors. It seems like this company really specializes in video editing. We're a little bit more of a generalist, but I thought that it would be fair to compare two of these kinds of services to show you the differences in how they work, in what they offer, and what price point you're going to pay for that offer. These aren't the only two companies that are doing this. There's tons of others that do. And there's lots of small social media agencies who offer what we offer, which is maintaining your social platforms for you. So now the question is this expensive, right? And the answer to that will be pretty unique to you as a company. But what I want to do is kind of lead you in a few directions to help you figure out if it's worth paying for this kind of service or not. And the first is thinking about the time that is being spent on this right now, whether it's by you or by someone on staff, and the quality of the resulting work. I want to add that in because sometimes people say, well, I have someone on staff who can do it. But when I talk to them, they're actually not happy with the end product. They're not happy with the way it looks. They're not happy with the way it represents the company. They're promoting the wrong things. And really, it's that probably this poor office manager has been handed, okay, maintain our Instagram account. And they don't quite know what they're doing, but they're trying. So what I would say to that person is if you want, I can train them. I don't mind doing that at all. We do that with lots of people. So if you want to keep stuff in-house, but you want the person in-house to feel supported, having someone like me to bounce ideas off of or to check quality of work or to show them more efficient ways to do it can be a worthwhile investment if you think this person, can get there quality wise and, obviously is going to, stick around and really enjoy this as part of their job. So think about What are you spending on this now? Even if it's, for 10 hours a week for your office manager to be updating the Facebook and the Instagram pages and the quality that you're getting. How much is it worth for you to not worry about this, to make sure that updates are going out, that people are seeing your stuff? Like, does the idea of not having to check your Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, or does the idea of not having to check the comments and the messages feel like a burden lifted? Does knowing that your marketing messages are going out, that you have an event coming up in 2 weeks and you know that there's a company that's on promoting it, does that feel like a burden off of you? If so, I think that's worth something. Only you can tell me how much that's worth, though. And finally, does it generate revenue? So when something is done well, are people saying, "Oh, I saw this on your page and I came in to buy this," or, you'll be able to tell when a company starts working with you if it is driving people to your business, if it's driving people to buy things online, if it's driving people to leave reviews, if it's, driving just general excitement about your products and services. You'll be able to tell. We've had clients who say it's like a switch flipped when we started doing the work, and they're getting a lot of positive feedback, and they're saying like, "Oh, we saw you and we're obsessed," and that kind of thing. That's what we like to hear. Like, we want to make sure that whatever you're spending with us, you're making way more back in money from your customers and potential customers than you're paying us. That would make me feel good about the job that we're doing. Now, like I said, we work with people for 6-month agreements for this reason. It gives them time to try us out. It gives us time to figure out a way that we're going to collaborate and, get feedback from them and make sure that we're doing the work that they want us to do. So, usually after 6 months, people are like, "Yes, this is working." Or in some cases, they're like, "Let's actually switch what we're doing. Let's do more ads and less organic posts. Let's maybe do more with texting and email list than we are on social." They'll have a better idea how it's working once, we've really had a chance to try it very consistently over time. And obviously, we're checking sort of stats month to month, and we're trying to improve our processes as well. We're checking times of data post, like, is it working posting in the morning at the same time? Are people more interested in stories than they are in reels? How is engagement happening for types of posts where we post pictures of food versus pictures of people for this account? So we're always asking ourselves how we can be doing a better job as well. So yeah, that's kind of how we do it, because to me, if we're not doing a good job for our clients and trying to get actively better, why are we in this business to begin with? So, in short, there are a lot of options for you out there as a business owner. What I do encourage you to do is look at kind of how that company is maintaining their social media, look at examples of their work if you can. Most of them will have some on their website, and to look at their pricing tables and understand what you're paying. If they don't have pricing, go ahead and book a sales call and ask the kinds of questions like that are in these pricing tables. How much content am I going to get? How do we collaborate when I have an idea for something? Do I have to send you all the video footage to edit, or can you also work with other stuff? And based on how they answer those questions, that should make you feel more comfortable with working with them or less comfortable with working with them. And that'll give you your answer. So thanks so much for watching. And if you have, I guess, any questions about social media and stuff, you can leave it as a comment on this video. Or if you're more shy, you can use the contact form of our website and ask questions that way. I get my best ideas from comments people have left, whether it's via the contact form or via a comment on this video, wherever they see it posted. So don't be shy. And if you want to keep in touch lightly with us, you can check out our monthly email newsletter. On this page on our website, we have samples of our email newsletter, so you can kind of see what you're getting into before you subscribe. But that's like a nice light way to stay in touch with us. We email monthly. We don't really email more than that. So you're not committing to getting daily sales emails from us or anything like that. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this video kind of clarified how social media maintenance works, sort of what components could be involved, and will help you evaluate what companies you can work with. And if you think we're a good fit, I hope you reach out. Thanks so much.